If you clicked on this video, you are likely struggling to climb out of gold. You've probably clicked many other videos covering the same topic, but they are either old or bullshit. Anyways, my name is Paz, a top 500 support player that has extensive experience competing within Overwatch's Tier 2 and Tier 3 scenes. I know what you want, enough with the fluff, show me the goods, and let's get right into it. Starting off, you have to go in with the mentality that you are the problem. It is okay if you are stuck in this rank, but the mentality that your teammates and throwers are holding you hostage will get you nowhere. If countless other players are above gold, then it is doable. If I can climb out of gold consistently, then so can you. But Paz, you are a top 500 player, I'm not at that level. Then start improving upon yourself and get to where I am now. I started in the gold equivalent myself as a Genji player on console way back in Season 1. Of course this will take time, and of course you will have unlucky games with throwers, but it is borderline impossible for you to be held in a rank due to these factors. In theory, you only need a 51% win rate to accumulate an increase in SR. Now, obviously everything I have said up until this point is much easier said than done, but that is where I come in to help. If you are willing to put the work in, you, in theory, should be able to get your desired result. For the rest of this video, I will be going into various different concepts that the various users within the Overwatch University Subreddits helped me create. Big shout out to them, and hopefully I can now have a better understanding of what really sets you all back consistently. Character choice is important to some degree within every single game of Overwatch, but it does vary between ranks. I have seen far too many players in lower elos complain about team composition, whether it be that they don't know what to play, or they instantly throw in the towel the moment they see a Hog or Widow get locked. I am here to tell you that until you reach about mid-masters, it really doesn't matter what you play. Seriously, it doesn't matter at all. What you pick isn't going to make you automatically lose the game. That being said, that doesn't completely explain the point that I am making. Players within gold that have been stuck for a significant amount of time typically aren't that great at the game. They make a ton of mistakes just like you and your teammates. However, what differentiates you from them is your willingness to improve. So while Junkrat isn't the best against Pharah, if you put in the time and really improve at Junkrat, it doesn't matter what you or the enemy team is playing, you are going to carry a gold lobby on Junkrat. But that is just a theory. What character should you really be playing in each role if you want to carry more? While pros complain about how busted Brigitte is, she really isn't all too great when it comes to lower lobbies, mostly because she doesn't provide something that is useful to the teams you have, that are often split and doing their own thing. Thus, you have to learn a character that can really do it all by themselves, or learn how to do that on your character of choice. Zenyatta is a fantastic example of a character that can carry games. Even though it is minimal, he has healing potential. More importantly, his damage allows for him to find picks and destroy enemy shields easily. Add on to the fact that the enemy team's positioning will likely be far from stellar most of the time. The only catch is that you need to be able to aim effectively, but that is something you can easily learn and will be covered at the end of this video. Characters like Zarya, Soldier 76, and Tracer are also fantastic options to find everything that you need to carry games. While they may not be the best characters all the time at higher ranks, they can allow for you to put the game into your hands when your team isn't playing together. To sum this point up, any character who gets lots of value without much help from their team is a very, very good option. To put it all together, it doesn't really matter what you play. You can carry on anything at this rank. The only character that I feel really struggles within gold is maybe Sombra and Brigitte, and even then she has her uses. While meta exists in high ranks, the game is far too chaotic for you to worry about that within gold. Now that we have talked about characters, let's dive into how you actually carry with these characters. Every game is different. A very common response following my post on the subreddit was that teammates make the game a coin flip, meaning it's a 50-50 chance of a good team or a bad one. But another inquiry was made regarding the uncertainty of how to identify what side of the coin you're on, and how to react accordingly. If Reinhardt is very obviously feeding his brains out and charging into the backline, you have to figure out how to use that to your advantage. On support, sure, you could utilize an immortality field to keep him up in theory, but in practice, that just won't work. Instead, you have to make use of the space the Reinhardt provides for you and look for a pick, a large anti-nade, or maybe even a speed boost. You can also look for a bubble on that Reinhardt and be extremely aggressive as a high charge Zarya while the enemy team isn't looking at you, or simply punch into their backline as Doomfist. If your Ana can't hit the broadside of a barn, play self-sufficient characters like Roadhog, Zarya, Soldier, Mei, Tracer, and Baptiste. There are always answers, you just have to know when it is time to find said answers. There are many ways that your teammates can underperform. Because of this, I simply can't cover them all within this video. This is why you have to focus on your own mistakes, as you are the only one that can fix them. You can't fix your teammates within 15 minutes. That being said, don't go into every game looking for your teammates to make mistakes. Rather, know when you see it and react accordingly. That's enough talk about teammates. Let's start talking about how you can improve yourself. A common method of improvement is by utilizing replay codes and reviewing your VODs. I won't go into too much depth as I plan on creating a specific video for this concept, but let's go into the basics. The main thing you want to look for when VOD reviewing is when you die. Don't look at just your positioning, but also your ability usage as well. Did you die to a Tracer because you wasted the stun on a low tank? Did you use your lamp early when your tank didn't need it, causing them to die a few seconds after? There is always something that you can do better within every single game. Remember this. Something I do want to mention as more of a general tip is to stop listening to everyone saying to solely play to live. Living is great, sure, but just living is not enough. If you are living but doing nothing because you are sitting in spawn, you are effectively dead. If you are living but are behind 3 walls while your team is engaging, you're still throwing the game because you are effectively dead. This is where watching professionals comes in. Watching players that are better than you is a sure way to learn the game and improve faster. However, there are some things that they do that you need to be aware of. Their initial positions are placements that you should work into your long-term memory. However, the way they rotate should not be the same way you rotate all of the time. Sometimes they will become aggressive given a specific situation that will likely not happen in gold games and is very, very hard to understand. Some miscellaneous things that I do want to note is that if you are VOD reviewing but still struggling with how to improve, it may be a good idea to hire a coach. I personally do one VOD for $10 over at Fiverr, which may seem generous, but I genuinely just want to see you all improve. What I will say is that you should only seek this avenue once you have tried yourself. Another option that you do have is watching coaches do pro analysis and trying to learn from them. I have personally started to create this kind of content on the channel and I urge you to check it out. Moving on, if you are watching your VODs and find that your aim is lackluster, there are options for you to improve. Sure, external aim trainers like AimLab and Kovacs can help, but utilizing Aim Arena is much better as you are using the same client, shooting the same targets. Use code VAXTA, VAXTA, in the Custom Game tab. Turn the bots to hard mode by interacting with the sphere at the top of the wall using the interact key, and practice. I personally recommend 15-30 minutes a day on your respective hero, and it will help you out a ton if you're playing an aim-centric hero. So, to close this portion of the video out, make sure that you are adapting to the situation at hand instead of throwing in the towel when your teammates make mistakes. Utilize the fantastic replay system Overwatch has, watch pros, and practice your mechanics as needed. If you have made it this far, please let me know by commenting if any of this information has helped you, and let's move on to group size. Group size isn't something that I would put too much thought into. However, there are some drawbacks to larger groups. Typically, I feel that duos and trios are the best as you can get more players you trust without having smurfs ruin the game in 4 stacks and above. Overstacking, as I call it, is something that should be avoided that many players don't acknowledge even though they should. Now it is time to talk about your mentality. I know you've heard this various times, but you have to focus on improving yourself and not worry about your teammates. Stop blaming all of your losses on your team. There is always something you could do better. That being said, you are human, and there will be times where you feel as though you did everything you can and still lose. These games happen. You are playing a multiplayer game. It is impossible to win every single game you play. What I am trying to say is to go into every game you play and play at your best. If you start to feel tilted, take a break, watch a VOD, or just go outside and take a walk. Generally, if you are trying to climb, it is beneficial to stop playing after you lose twice in a row. This allows for your mind to reset and not lose more SR than you bargained for. As for health and other climbing tips, I suggest you watch a previous video of mine titled How to Rank Up and Improve Fast in Overwatch. There are various other tips within that video that will help you reach your goals faster as well. To finish off the video, I just want to highlight some more miscellaneous things you shouldn't worry about. These include coordination and ult tracking, your account's level, and making your game look good. Coordination will never be solid in a competitive ladder when you can't queue with a team you already know. Take this with a grain of salt as every game is different and try your hardest, but understand that no game will be perfect. Even if you have been playing for years, hope is not lost. Sometimes all that is needed is a small adjustment to make a huge difference. And lastly, if you are playing on PC, don't prioritize good graphics. Prioritize good frames. I play on low settings with a 75% render scale. While my PC is powerful enough to have it higher, it just isn't worth the clutter. You can't change this on console, but on PC, it is a must to look into. This brings us to an end to today's video. Thank you again to Overwatch University for helping me find the points to talk about within this video. Please let me know if this helps you out in any way, shape, or form, as I plan on making a video like this for Platinum and Diamond. If you have any questions, there are various places for you to put them in the comments, my Discord, and Twitch chat every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 PM EST. You can find all of those links down below. But until next time, I've got a peace out and paz out. I'll see you in the next one.